Many years ago, it was my good fortune to pursue a master's degree in marriage and family therapy at Abilene Christian University. I learned a lot about problem solving and relationship dynamics during those years. One of my favorite stories, though, comes from one of the first couples that I saw in my training as a therapist. We ran a free marriage and family therapy clinic as the school, and so the interns would staff that clinic. Well, one day, a couple in their late 50s signed up for therapy. So after they did the required testing, we sat down for an interview to try and identify what was going on and how we might be helpful. Well, as we were going along, the lady just stopped me cold and said, "Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, but how old are you?" Well, I was 30, and so I told her. Then she said, "And are you married?" And at that point, I had been married a little over a year, and so I proudly said, "Why, yes, I am." Then she asked the dreaded question, "How long have you been doing therapy?" Well, at that point, you could probably count my hours on your fingers and toes, so I'd not been doing it long. Then she laid out the facts. "We have children your age. What do you think you could possibly have to say to us?" Well, she had me. So at that point, I could have tried to defend myself and say, "Hey, I've read lots of books, I've been in lots of classes." But fortunately, the mentoring of my professors and others kicked in, and I said, "You're right. Why don't we find someone that you can respect and that you can work with, and we will go that direction." Well, she backed off and said, okay. And we talked for a little bit, but never really did much progress that I would say. Well, a few months ago, I wrote down in a place where I would regularly bump into it a really important word that I learned from my time as a graduate student in marriage and family therapy. And the word is de-escalation. De-escalation is the process of calming things down emotionally so that better solutions can be imagined. Well, we are certainly not in a time of de-escalation right now. And sadly, we are in a moment that desperately needs de-escalation. That haunting verse from the book of Judges comes to mind, that everyone did what was right in their own eyes. As people of God, we have a wonderful opportunity to advocate for de-escalation in this moment. And I think you could probably say that much stronger. We have a wonderful opportunity, but we have an obligation, a responsibility, a calling to advocate for peace. And it is important that we do this because the very best solutions will only come out if a wide range of voices are heard and respected. Granted, there are some voices that are destructive and even dangerous, and we need effective strategies to deal with them. However, voices that disagree are needed here. Disagreement is not the enemy, and it does not have to divide and nurture the kind of suspicion and even hatred that is far too evident right now in our crisis. Diversity of opinion is a good thing when managed well. If we continue to set up win-lose and all-or-nothing scenarios, and if we keep calling each other names and labeling someone who disagrees with me as the enemy, then we all lose. Paul said, "Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. And, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." As people of God, and as ambassadors with a message of reconciliation, we cannot and must not contribute to the noise and heat that divides and destroys. We can and must watch what we say, who we say it to, and how we say it. It seems that Jesus walked about in a perpetual state of tension and conflict. Perhaps more time spent with Jesus in reading and rereading the Gospels would expand our vocabulary and range of actions for pursuing peace. I know, ultimately, they crucified him, but you just don't find the kind of speech and action coming from Jesus that intentionally escalated situations already on the verge of erupting. The motivation of Jesus was love. That's why he came and what he brought. What about my motives? If love is not at the center, then de-escalation becomes really hard. May God bless you as you recenter and as you seek to de-escalate in ways that will make room for the best solutions to emerge in your family and in your community and beyond. Blessings to you.